What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? So this review is a week late, and I apologize, but I don't like combining reviews, so you're just gonna get back-to-back reviews. So this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 11. So we start this episode. We're still at the final dinner, and Kenya is still making a big deal about who was where, when, what, where, and how. And, dumbass Tanya puts herself at the scene of the crime and says that she spent the whole night in, excuse me, Lord, in Portia's room. So, of course, that's how Tanya's name got involved in the situation. Because, Tanya, you put yourself there, okay? Not that it was a big deal because, like I said again, what happened in the dungeon was supposed to stay in the dungeon. So I don't even understand how this became such a thing when everybody was supposed to keep their mouth shut about the whole situation. Um, then we had, and so then Kenya, one thing I can't stand is when people get into these situations and then you keep moving the goalposts. So now all of a sudden, Kenya wants to know what happened and what happened and who did what and where because her daughter was there and she thinks it's disrespectful because you're in a house full of other people and it is disrespectful to do something like that. I mean, you really shouldn't be doing that because my daughter was here and that was just disrespectful. Girl, listen, you ain't had no problem. You ain't think it was disrespectful when you was rolling around on the floor with your legs wide open, drunk as hell, bumping and grinding with the rest of the ladies. You wasn't mad. You didn't think it was disrespectful then. You just mad because we found out later on why you was really mad. We'll get there in a second. So then Portia did what, Portia was like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here for this. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to be treated like a child. I'm not going to be chastised. I'm not going to be talked to like I'm somebody's child. I'm grown, and whatever happened, happened. It was grown folk business, and it is my business. And she got up from the table and disengaged from the conversation. I ain't even mad at you, Portia. Because, listen, do I think something went down between Portia and Bolo? Yeah. Yeah. But do I think that Portia is grown and Bolo is grown and that's between the two of them as adults? Yeah. Like, it wasn't like they was in the middle of the living room getting it in and anybody could walk in. They were in a room with a closed door. That you literally had to be in the kitchen to hear them. So if you were up in your room minding your business, you wouldn't have heard nothing. Now, then Drew and Latoya get into an argument. No, before that, Latoya was actually coming at Kenya because she was kind of saying the same thing. Like, why are you making such a big deal out of this? Why are you, I don't understand why you're doing all of this. And Kenya got upset. Kenya was like, well, why, you're supposed to be my friend. Why are you taking their side? And Latoya was like, I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm just saying, why are we making such a big deal out of this? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you making this into a thing? And it ain't a thing. So then Drew and Latoya got into it. I don't know. I don't care. Drew was like, you're a fan. Latoya was like, yeah, I am a fan. I don't know. The night before, y'all was bumping ugly. So I don't know what the problem was. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. Then, what else happened? Something else happened at the dinner table. That might have been it. The Latoya and Kenya, and Kenya walked away mad at Latoya. Okay, she and her feelings about Latoya because she felt like Latoya is just supposed to blindly have her back even when she wrong. See, I don't like friends like that. I don't like friends that get upset when they feel like you didn't have my back and you weren't there for me. But if you're wrong, you're wrong. Anyway. So everybody is back home, honey, and Drew was telling her husband about what happened, and he ain't happy about it. I mean, most husbands wouldn't be happy to hear, that your wife was bumping and grinding on some man, and he flipped her over, and all that good stuff. Like, again, I said before how I feel about the whole male stripper, thing or whatever. But Drew was like, child, bye. Like, I still don't know what happened down in Florida. So until you come clean about what, where, and how, don't worry about who I was doing what with the scripper, okay? That don't have nothing to do with you. Because you still are not accounted for what you was doing down in Tampa. Now, let's be clear. I don't think he was in no damn Tampa. I think he was right there in Atlanta at some hotel downtown. But that's just me. That's just me. Cynthia was telling Mike, y'all know, I mean, Mike was here for it. Like, I didn't feel like Mike got upset. He was here for it. And to their credit, they were really pretty honest about what happened. You know how the whole thing went down. Now, the person I got a little irritated with in this whole scenario was Miss Candy. Miss What Happens in the Dungeon Stays in the Dungeon Candy. She ends up having lunch with Don Juan and tells him everything. And we come to find out that Candy heard it too. So even though Candy did not necessarily admit to it and help Kenya on her, witch hunt, she was like, listen, I heard it too. Somebody was definitely getting it in the bedroom next to mine. Like, but I wasn't about to give Kenya that satisfaction because, again, whatever happens here is supposed to stay here and it ain't supposed to be like that. Now, I know we producing the show. So for the purposes of pretending like we not producing the show, Candy, how you gonna sit there and have that whole conversation with Don Juan? What happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon, right? Now, I know Don Juan is your ace boom cool and he set the whole damn thing up. But he didn't need to know all the details. All he needed to know was that y'all had a good time and everything was everything. He did not need to know the details, okay? He did not need to know the details. Now, the flip side is he said that he got a charge for the Uber, the ride that's supposed to be taking Bolo home. And so he knew that Bolo ain't leaving till 7 o'clock in the morning because he got the call. I mean, he got the invoice from the Uber, from the drivers or whoever they had him. So he knew what time Bolo left the house. Okay. All right. It is what it is. All right. So, okay. So then we had Cynthia meeting with the family to do they doing wedding stuff, child. That really wasn't that interesting. Only the funniest thing about that was Cynthia sitting there with them crusty ass feet, child. Cynthia was like, I mean, they ashy. It is what it is, child. It just is what it is. Okay. Now Kenya is down for this photo shoot. She's the cover of something for something and somewhere, and she's doing a whole photo shoot. And Drew comes down there. I mean, Latoya comes down there to see her. Now, Kenya is not happy to see Miss Latoya because Kenya is still in her feelings and she is still mad that Latoya did not take her side in the whole witch gate down to the vacation. And Latoya comes in there with a cake and Kenya gonna tell her, I just want to smash this cake in your face and not in a good way. Girl, what? Say what? Say who? And she proceeds to explain to Latoya, I was really in my feelings that you did not have my back. Like, you know how these ladies are. You know what they did to me. You know how they treat me. And for you not to have my back, like, I really felt some kind of way about you not having my back. You know I got a crush on you. And you was down in the living room, all straddled on top of Portia and doing this and doing that. See, that's what this is all about. Let's be clear. All of this is about the fact that you was in your feelings because you felt like Kenya felt like you won't bump it uglies with her. Is that what this is supposed to be? Now, I don't know if I'm really, I don't know if I'm really fully on with this whole Kenya taking a trip on the wild side. I don't even know if I'm here for it. But to hear Kenya tell the story, honey, why would you do that to me? How could you do that to me? How could you make me feel that way? You know I got a crush on you. You know I'm feeling you and I want to be with you. And you was all up on Portia. All right, girl. All right. Now, the only other thing of any interest that happened down to the episode for me was Kenya going to visit her lawyer, child. Kenya went to go. I'm going to try to get through this with a straight face, y'all. Kenya went to go visit her lawyer and tell her lawyer about what's going on. We find out that Mark is still, trying to make life hard for Kenya and everything. And Kenya starts telling her lawyer about how Mark has been sending love songs and these playlists and the songs talking about I love you and our love is meant to be and all the stuff that love songs say. And her lawyer was like, well, what songs did he send you? Like, I need to know exactly what songs he is sending you and what he is saying to you. And Kenya goes on this whole long thing about the songs that he's sending her and what he been saying to her, and that and that she feels like that he wants to work things out and wants to get back together, even though he been making life hard for her on one hand, but on the other hand he's been texting her and all of this. Baby, why her lawyer let her go through that whole explanation and that whole song and dance? Her lawyer let her go through that whole song and dance, and then her lawyer talking about something. That's interesting, cause he sent these, baby. Why he had a divorce papers? Now let's be clear. It's really just an exercise of futility, because Mark filed for divorce in New York and he has to file for divorce in Georgia because that's where they live together. But it was about spite and about making Kenya mad and getting Kenya in her up in her fifis. But baby, when that lawyer handed them papers to Kenya, after Kenya told that whole story about how he loved her and wanted to be with her and want to get back with her and this and this and this and that, baby, I was done. I said, why he do that? Why he do that to Kenya? He should have cut Kenya off and said, baby, before you finish. Before you finish, let me tell you what I got over here. Anyway, y'all, it was funny to me. I laughed so hard. I got through that with a straight face this time. But the first time, baby, I was cracking up. I couldn't stop laughing. But anyway, that's what it was. The only other thing, we saw a real cute scene between Portia and Drew. They are now neighbors. Drew moved into her new house and she now lives like basically a walking distance from Portia. And her and Portia were having a nice little table talk conversation. The ladies were chitting and chatting, and her husband called, baby, and Drew. Now, Drew had told him the whole truth about the scrippers, but she lied to him about the fact that she was still at the store and where she was, because he waited for her to get back home, honey. I said, you know what? The two of them about to get in some trouble together. I like Drew and Portia together. I thought it was a cute conversation, a cute moment for them. And Drew was like, look, I'm just not here for the fakeness. Like, I can't smile in your face on Monday, fight with you on Tuesday, call you everything but a mother God, and then on Wednesday, we back hanging. I just can't do it. That's just not in my DNA. And she feels like she got a Kendrick spirit in Portia that way. So we'll see how that all works out. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Sorry it's been so late, y'all. Sorry it was so late. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.